Hello everyone, and welcome to another video in my channel. In this video, we are required to find the value of x. Now the problem is x minus 1 over x in a bracket to power 1 over 2 plus 1 minus 1 over x in another bracket to power 1 over 2 is equal to x. What are we going to do to solve this kind of problem? What many people will do is to convert the terms in the bracket into a single fraction and then rewrite the power 1 over 2 as square root and then begin to solve. It will look tedious. But what I will do is to make a crucial substitution. But before I proceed, I would like you to do me a favor. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and also share this video. It is important you note that sharing is an act of love, and love doesn't cost a thing. I would also like to read your comments in the comment section. There are also many other interesting videos in this channel, and I would like you to look them up. Now to solve it, I was saying that I am going to make a crucial substitution, and that substitution is y is equal to 1 over x. So whenever I see 1 over x, I'm going to put y in place of it. Why am I making this substitution? I want to avoid the fractions and then treat the expressions in the bracket as if they are linear functions. Now, rewriting it, I have x minus y to power 1 over 2 plus 1 minus y to power 1 over 2 is equal to x. Now, I need to square both sides, but before I square both sides, let me isolate the first term because the first term looks more tedious than the second term. So isolating it, I have x minus y to power 1 over 2 is equal to x minus 1 minus y to power 1 over 2. Now let us square both sides. It becomes x minus y to power 1 over 2 all raised to power 2 is equal to x minus 1 minus y to power 1 over 2 all raised to power 2. This power 2 will multiply this power 1 over 2 to give us 1. So I have successfully freed these two guys in the brackets. Now in this case, I'll have to expand these brackets. So here is x squared minus 2x times 1 minus y to power 1 over 2 plus 1 minus y to power 1 over 2 times to power 2 will give us 1. I've also freed these two guys from the bondage of the power 1 over 2. Now rewriting it, I have x minus y is equal to x squared minus 2x 1 minus y to power 1 over 2 plus 1 minus y. Now this and this will cancel out, remaining x is equal to x squared minus 2x 1 minus y to power 1 over 2 plus 1. I also need to square both sides, but before I do that, let me isolate this middle term and then bring this term to the other side. So it becomes 2x times 1 minus y to power 1 over 2 is equal to x squared minus x plus 1. So let us square both sides. So we have 2x 1 minus y to power 1 over 2 all raised to power 2 is equal to x squared minus x plus 1 all raised to power 2. Now this power 2 will distribute throughout the terms in the brackets. So we have 4x squared 1 minus y. Now 2 times 1 over 2 will give us 1. So we have x squared minus x plus 1 to power 2. Now I'm not going to expand these brackets because it will take time and it will look cumbersome. What I will do is to make another substitution, but before that, let me use this x squared to open this bracket. So 4x squared times 1 is x squared minus x squared times y is equal to x squared minus x plus 1 to power 2. Let's remember that y is 1 over x. So let us put 1 over x for y here. So 4 times x squared minus x squared times 1 over x is equal to x squared minus x plus 1 to power 2. Now this and this will cancel out, remaining x. So I have 4x squared minus x is equal to x squared minus x plus 1 all raised to power 2. Now we see the first two terms in the right hand side is equal to these two terms. So I'll make another substitution, which is I'm going to let m equals to x squared minus x. Now, having done that, I have 4m is equal to m plus 1 raised to power 2. Opening this bracket, I have m squared plus 2m plus 1 equals to 4m. I have a quadratic equation. Now let me throw everything to one side. It becomes m squared minus 4m plus 2m will give me minus 2m plus 1 is equal to 0. I can factorize this. So I have m squared minus m again plus 1 is equal to 0. Now group them. In the first case, m is common, remaining m minus 1. In the second case, minus 1 is common, remaining m minus 1 is equal to 0. So m minus 1 and m minus 1 is 0, and so m is equal to 1. Let us remember that m is equal to x squared minus x. So x squared minus x is equal to 1, and therefore x squared minus x minus 1 is equal to 0. I cannot solve this quadratic equation using factorization method. Therefore, I'm going to use the formula method. So x is equal to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And x will now be minus b, that is b is minus 1. I have 1 here, plus or minus 1 all squared is also 1, minus 4 times 1 times minus 1, c is minus 1, all over 2 times 1. Now x is equal to 1 plus or minus, everything in the bracket becomes 5, all over 2. So x equals to 1 plus root 5 over 2, or x is 1 minus root 5 all over 2. Now, root 5 is greater than 1. And let us remember that the question tells us that x is a member of the set of real numbers. Now, if I have 1 minus root 5, it's going to be a negative number, which does not satisfy this condition. Therefore, this solution is not a solution. So I'm going to stick with x is equal to 1 plus root 5 over 2. Now, x will now be equal to 1 plus root 5 will give us 2.2361 all over 2. So x equals to 3.2361 all over 2, which makes x equals to 1.6180.